Hi, my name is Julia Rendell. For Group 4, we decided to look at the representation of overweight characters in children's literature. To narrow down our criteria, we decided to focus on physical characteristics described in the book, how the characters were presented over time, how these characters are presented over different reading levels, whether or not the characters are expected to lose weight, how others treat the character, and is their enabler. The first book I would like to talk about is My Great Big Mama, written by Oliver Kah and illustrated by Luke Melanson. This is for a preschool to second grade reading level, so the language is quite simple and basic. It concerns the character of Mama, who the main character, the boy, loves very much. He loves how big she is, he loves how cuddly and soft and warm and inviting, and so he is quite taken back when she decides that she's going to go on a diet. He doesn't like it because she stops smiling as much, he doesn't want her to be so skinny she'll break, he doesn't like the eating restrictions, and when he asks his mother to give up the diet, she agrees. The reasons for getting on the diet were not health reasons. They were simply to look prettier and because people would make mean comments about her. Even the little son chose to focus on that, how people would make say mean things about her. But it is only when her son begs her not to continue this diet that she gives it up, which does send a bit of a mixed message for the character, but does send a good message for the young kids reading the book about how to accept who you are. The second book I chose to look at was Maggie Goes on a Diet, written by Paul Kramer and illustrated by Mari Koyama. This book is considered quite controversial in the way it treats Maggie. In the beginning of the book, Maggie, who is a chubby redhead with a love of sports, really has no friends, has no self-control eating. She is picked on by kids, and it's largely insinuated parents also. She really is isolated. She wants to be good at sports, and yet she sees her weight as a deterrent. And she stress eats. So she is not really portrayed in any sort of positive light. She decides to go on a diet completely independently. Absolutely no outside influence. No talk is ever made about her parents. And once she starts losing weight, she starts becoming better at sports. Boys stop picking on her and they start noticing her in a romantic light. She gets friends. She becomes extremely popular. She becomes a sports superstar. She decides to mentor kids like herself. And yet no mention is made of, how much work it is or how she could have gotten an eating disorder. It's really all done in she lost weight and she went from a loser to a hero. Which is why a lot of book reviewers did not like this one. It is definitely written for a middle school age crowd, even though it is considered a picture book. Eleanor Park, written by Rainbow Rowell, is from 2013, and it is definitely written for teens. What I found refreshing about this book is there is really no mention of a diet at all. The main character, Eleanor, with her bright red curly hair, a lot more focus is put on her relationship with a boy she goes to school with. More emphasis is put on the abusive stepfather she has. What I really appreciated was the fact that Rowell talked about how her family didn't have a lot of food in the house, which meant that there really wasn't, the suggestion that she overate or that she did it to herself, that it was more of a genetic component. That doesn't stop people from picking on her. It doesn't stop the boy she likes from wondering if he should be attracted to her. But it does send the message that sometimes it's simply genetic, and at no point is there ever a suggestion that she goes on a diet. It's really about the emotional journey. So overall, I think these books do fit into a familiar pattern. The characters tend to be bullied. They tend to be isolated. Maybe have more trouble with romantic relationships or friends. But leaving aside Maggie Goes on a Diet and its problematic message, overall I felt it was a very positive message about accepting who you are and living with it and not giving in to bullies. Thank you.